right, we are set to go. Day number 2 here of the 4th annual Shaw Classic. Great to have Terry Hollins with me, as well as JF Carone, Canada strongman legend. JF, we were just talking a moment ago. This is an event you know very well. You had the world record for a while at over 1,200 pounds. So, walk us through it. How do you become a world champion in strongman and deadlift?
Yeah, deadlift is one basic movement, really simple. It was my favorite lift too, Todd. But the keys on that event will be back strength. On that type of elevated deadlift, you cannot use that much your legs. It's more about pure back power.
So we're going to start things off with Bobby Thompson out of Fredericksburg, Virginia. Opening weight, guys, is 900 pounds. So we are nowhere near the world record, which is being held now by Alexei Novikov of Ukraine. 1,210 pounds, 1,210 pounds deadlifted. That's amazing. Tara, put you on the spot. What's your best deadlift?
My best deadlift, so I've done just over 1,000 on this. I think it was about 1,050. But then my best deadlift is 992 on a regular bar. The thing is like JF pointed out there, with the elevated bar and the extra flex on the bar, sometimes the guys that pull big deadlifts from the floor are not particularly good at this, and sometimes it's the other way around. It's all just depends on where your strengths are, whether it's coming from your legs or your hamstrings or your glutes. Depending on which lift you're going to be good at. You see some guys are very explosive off the floor with a regular deadlift. They tend to struggle a little bit more with a deadlift like this because you almost have to take the slack out of it and then gradually pull it rather than yanking on the bar.
So JF, this is not the kind of bar you're going to find at your local gym. This is a specialty piece of equipment.
Yeah, really, that bar was built many years ago for the Arnold Classic.
So we're going to start things off with Bobby Thompson, 900 pounds. The officials are down there. The motion, Terry, is relatively simple. It's pretty much take the weight, stand it up, and then lock it out.
Great to see Bobby's injury not bothering him as well. He had a bit of a serious injury yesterday in his forearm. You can see it's heavily strapped now. Thank God he's managed to go out there and not have an issue with it.
So this thing will bounce pretty quickly. Bobby Thompson, and if you weren't with us a little earlier in the show, we hate to report that Adam Bishop, great British strongman, is unable to go, had an injury yesterday, and he has been advised not to continue on, which, Terry, he wants to go, but he's probably doing a smart thing.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, the reason he wants to go is because he has been training very hard for this event. He's been lifting some huge numbers in training. He wanted to go out there and do a big lift, but we kind of I was chatting with him last night and we spoke about it, and he said, I don't know what to do. And I was kind of on the camp of he's no good's going to come of him doing this. He's not going to perform at 100%, and he's only going to make that injury worse.
Kevin Ferry's now coming out. He'll be the next man to attempt at 900. JF, you know a little bit of something about this event, having the world record at a time, and you've competed in many World's Strongest Man's competitions. I've been fortunate enough to call. There's a strategy to this, though. If you know that you can do higher than 900, a lot of these guys will just pass.
Yeah, but I think few guys will have different strategy and want to know what the other athlete will do. But of course, the strategy is about putting 3 tires for warm-up, then go straight maybe to 4 tires. Yeah. It's different.
Yeah, because it changes the lift. When that 4th wheel goes on there, it then changes the sort of flex of the bar. So essentially you could end up with the highest weight with 3 tires on there would feel very different to the 4 tires with no added weight.
So starting off at 900 pounds, the next weight would be 950 pounds. American Kevin Ferris now. Wow, just picks it off the ground. Ferris, who currently sits in 10th place after day number 1 on 25 points. It's a nice motivational builder, momentum builder for him, as he will go backstage now and wait and see what's next.
I mean, we're talking about, obviously, the Hummer tire deadlift being a bit different to a regular deadlift. These guys are still lifting 900 pounds as their opening lift. It's just, the numbers are just crazy these days. It's maybe slightly easier than the regular deadlift, maybe a little bit, but still, you've still got to put that weight through your body, which is incredible.
So it's Evan Singleton who is scheduled next. Singleton going through the preparations, and see a lot of these guys coming out, and Terry, you'll see the wrist wrap, you'll see the knee wrap. Some guys do it a little more au naturel.
Yeah, I mean, most of these guys, obviously, with the sort of weights they're going to be lifting here, their grip will be a limiting factor. So I don't think you'll see many guys going without straps on this, but yeah, I mean, I know that one thing Brian's very, very particular about with these competitions is there's no deadlift suits being worn, so none of these guys have got suits on at all. For anyone that doesn't understand as well, a deadlift suit does help you lift a little bit more weight, so Brian doesn't agree with them, so that's the way this competition is, which I actually agree with as well. Big lift there from Evan.
Yeah, T-Rex, no problem there at 900, so successful.
I think Evan's one of those guys, like I talked about earlier, off the floor he's very explosive.
Yeah.
That could actually trouble him a little bit when the weights get bigger. Hopefully not, obviously, but it could be a bit of an issue.
So Evan Singleton is successful. That takes us to the next athlete who is scheduled to come out. That is Alexei Novikov of Ukraine. Alexei has the world record, as we pointed out, just 8 pounds better than our colleague here in the booth with us, JF Caron of Canada. 1,210 pounds put up by Alexei Novikov. Now, JF, he's not in the same shape he was when he set that record. He's been battling injuries like a lot of you guys. What do you expect from him today?
I think he's still favorite guy to win that event. He's really strong in that fight. I will put him in favorite for this one, but I don't only see his full shape this weekend. He has some elbow problem, but I think Deadlift should be okay for him.
A reminder from Novikov, you guys help them lift these
27-year-old Alexei Novikov, 6'1", 300 pounds, steps up to the bar 3 times his body weight at 900 pounds. And here we go.
It was quite interesting with Alexei last year when we were commentating on him when he broke the record. He was almost making the first few lifts look difficult, and they were getting easier as he was going. It was very interesting to watch.
Making it look easy. Next up,
Alexei walks out, takes off his earbuds, gets done, puts the earbuds right back in.
he's with the pros and currently in the top half. Thomas.
So 4 athletes have gone, 4 have been successful at 900. Thomas Evans will be the next one to come on out. Franklin, North Carolina, now living in Delaware. Stands 6 feet 3 inches tall, 360 pounds.
So happy with the people that are cheering him on. Let's go, big world!
Stand by. Mike's done good.
Thomas Evans now, 900 pounds. Winner of last year's Open competition that earned himself a spot into the big show with the pros.
We'll say that referees make him win for that knockout.
So Terry and JF, do you think we're going to see a lot of guys just coming out here and use this more as a warm-up, the 900?
Yeah, I think a lot of the guys are going to want to get that first lift on the board. It's a nice, comfortable lift for them. They get a feel of the bar. They've been warming up backstage, but the bar's slightly different to what it is here. And, you know, they want to get a feel of the bar just to, you know, start working their way up. And I think we'll start to see guys skipping lifts on the next lifts. But this one, I think most of them will take it at least.
In case you're wondering, you're watching from home, what is going on behind the Max Hummer Tire deadlift? That contraption is the standing chest press, and that is coming up next, and it is a monstrosity. You won't want to miss that. But this is Maxime Boudreau out of Ontario, Canada. 31 years of age, 6'4", 340 pounds, staring down the barrel of 900 pounds. JF Caron, how about if you call this one in French?
It would be funny, but I will say it, Maxime, let's go. But, you know, it is not the best lift for Maxime. What is elevated is harder for him, is much better from ground. But I think it will be disappointing but not surprising, but he will push harder in the other events.
So Maxime Boudreau not feeling it at 900. That is a lot of weight, 900 pounds. So from Boudreau of Canada, we'll go to Luke Stoltman. Now this guy hasn't had the best competition so far, guys, that we've seen so far. Luke currently sitting in second to last on 11 points. And this is an event, though, that I think probably favors Luke. He's not having to move around a lot. He's got some strength in that back and those legs.
Yeah, I mean, Luke's He's not the strongest deadlifter, but he's certainly strong enough to get the first few lifts. Yeah, I mean, I was chatting with him last night and this morning. He's not had the best day yesterday, and he seems a little bit sort of, you know, almost confused by it because he feels in great shape. He's just not, something's not firing right. So whether it's a little bit of jet lag's got to him, the altitude, you know, it could be a number of things. But I'm sure today will be a better day for Luke.
Fan favorite Luke Stoltman out of Invergordon, Scotland, 6'3", 365 pounds, still battling strong at 38 years of age. Gavin Bilton will be the next man now. He comes to us by way of Caerphilly, Wales. He is a huge individual at 6'6", 385 pounds. And Terry, we watched him yesterday. He struggled a little bit. He had cramps in the one in the car leg press. He also looked like he had some issues with the elevation, but he's here battling on the second day.
Yeah, and he started to come right, didn't he? The first couple of events, he maybe struggled a tiny bit, and then he sort of did get progressively better through the day. He had a decent stone run. I expect Gav to have a good day today. He's a big deadlifter. He's great at the throwing event as well. So I see him having a much better day today than he did yesterday.
JF, for the people watching at home on the live stream, what is the difference for the guys that come out and wear shoes? And then you got guys like Gavin will come out and just compete in their socks.
It's just you're closer to the ground than you're like shortest as possible will be better. It's why they don't wear shoes. And I will say it's maybe one of the only events your advantage when you're shorter, I will say.
Gav looked really fired up there. He's probably really excited. Gav's like a massive fan of strongman as well, and he's watched it for years. So him probably getting a chance to lift on that Hummer tire deadlift because he's seen so many big lifts done on it in the past would be a great moment for him. And yeah, I expect big things from him on this event.
Sure.
He pulled really well there.
JF, ask you as Ivars Smuckstelis of Latvia comes to the bar at 900 pounds. What do you do after day number one to get ready for day number two? What was your routine like?
Our routine was just eat and relax, you know, and just trying to focus one event at a time. But I think the guys were a little bit taxed after day one because it was hard day. We'll say maybe leg press was the hardest, you know, events for the athletes. It's a hard pull for Ivars.
That was a slow burn for Ivars. He kept his head down and just gradually brought it up for the drama. But it is successful at 900 pounds. So that takes us down to the final four competitors. We'll have Trey Mitchell, Mitch Hooper, Brian Shaw, and then Tom Stoltman will go last.
The two-time defending champion Trey Mitchell will pass, which means...
Okay, so what we're hearing is Trey Mitchell is going to pass at 900, which means we move on to another great Canadian in Mitch Hooper. What is it about the Canadians? What are you guys eating up there? Is it the poutine? What is it that keeps you so strong?
We eat beef for sure, you know, the Canadian beef, but you know, we have a lot of good athletes in Canada right now. Level is going up a lot, and really pleased to see the first Canadian winning World Strongest Man this year with Mitch. It's really amazing to see the guys improving that fast, and imagine a great future from those athletes.
To be fair, JF, you're probably one of the reasons why the standard is so high right now, because they've all had to follow the career you've had.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe also we put very hard competition in the country too. Oh, very explosive.
Folks, don't let him fool you. JF Caron, an absolute legend in strongman across the globe, as Mitch Hooper makes quick work of 900 pounds and jogs backstage. Competing in his final event. This is his final day of competition. And I gotta imagine this is, I mean, he's physically taxed, but emotionally, I think Brian's just starting to think about, he spent so much of his life getting ready for these moments, preparing, obviously spending time in the gym, and it's all gonna end today.
Yeah, this is his last run, he knows it, and I think this event will be the key for Brian today. He needs to perform. He told me he's in good shape, feel great today. I expect big things today from Brian.
I totally agree with you there, JF. I think this is the crucial moment for Brian.
Yeah.
We know the next three events are going to be good for him. This is the one that's been a little bit up and down over the last couple of years. He had a really severe hamstring injury a few years back, and it's taken him a long time to rebuild that deadlift strength back up again. At one time, I mean, I believe if I'm right, Brian did have the record on this at one point as well. So
yes, it was over, I think 11, 20, 17 or 22, something like that.
Yeah.
Back in the Arnold Classic time, was really strong. But we'll see that first lift looks.
Let's not forget, he is 6 feet 8 inches tall, 425 pounds, 41 years of age, four-time World's Strongest Man champion. Brian Shaw, the namesake, retiring after this competition today. Gets ready for 900 pounds.
Good. Yep.
That is just an iconic look of him standing there with the bar flexing across there, and Big B Shaw successful at 900.
It's like a robot every time you see him do that same lift.
So that takes us down to the final competitor, which will be Tom Stoltman. Two of the tallest competitors going last. Stoltman and Brian Shaw both standing at 6 feet 8 inches tall, both of them over 400 pounds. The difference is Brian Shaw is 41 years of age. Tom Stoltman is only 29.
Yeah, that's true. And I think Tom, the big mistake yesterday with the log loose points.
Yeah.
But today, it's very good events for Tom. Then I think he will attack this deadlift with a lot of power.
Stoltman currently sits in 5th place overall on 33 points, trailing Evan Singleton, Trey Mitchell, Brian Shaw, and the overall leader by half a point is Mitch Hooper.
Yeah, Tom came on strong towards the end of the day yesterday, didn't he? Stone
did.
run was unbelievable. He's a big deadlifter, is Tom, though.
Man, that just looks too easy. So that's the whole rack right there through 900. Remember, Adam Bishop, not competing this one, and Trey Mitchell passing at 900. So the next weight, guys, it'll bump up another 50 pounds. So we'll go up to 950 on this one. JF, if you're lifting 900 pounds, do you notice 50 pounds? I mean, 900 is massive. That's like putting a potato chip on the end. Do you really notice the extra 50?
Yeah, but it's depending what kind of place you are. You have on the loose. For few guys, I think it will be maybe last attempt. But for few other guys, the strategy is maybe to pass that one and jump to 4 tires already. You have to also keep your energy if you expect doing something big.
So, I mean, for me personally, I'm doing the 900.
So 900 is a big weight. We're going up to 950. And we'll see how that affects the athletes, and we'll see who passes and who decides to give it a go.
Exactly that. If you're going to do 5 or 6 lifts on the deadlift, it's
Can you remember, JF, what weight it goes up to 4 tires?
1,040.
There you go.
So it's 900, 950, 1,000, 1050, and 1,100. That's 500 kilograms. Right now we're at 430 kilograms, or 950 pounds.
Big Ed. Bulldog.
Eddie Hall's got control of something.
Is in the house. How we doing, everything? All good? Doing great. How you doing, bud? All good, man. Tell us about that. You're doing a TV show at the minute, and it's getting pretty popular. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to be on the show Righteous Gemstones with Danny McBride and John Goodman and stuff. Luckily, I didn't have to act because I played a redneck, so it was good. I'm gonna walk away. I'm not here to talk. That's Eddie's job. And so I just want to say thank you guys so much for being here. It means so much to us to hear you guys. The athletes on the other side of that tent right now, every single one of them's got the hair on the back of their neck standing up, and they can feel how much this means because of you guys. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you.
So Robert Oberst makes an appearance here.
We're discussing at 950 pounds.
Going up to 950 pounds.
Bobby Thompson's going to pass at 950.
Bobby Thompson's passing.
Ferris will pass at 950.
Ferris is passing.
He's also passing at 1,000.
Wow.
He'll be back when it's 4 tires at
So
1,000.
Kevin Ferris will pass up to
Also passing
450.
at 950, Ivar Schmock-Stellis. He too is passing at 1,000. They're making a big leap up to
That's a gamble for Ivers and Kevin Ferris.
Moose is passing at
I think it's good
950.
strategy
Also
because
at
the
1,000.
guys know they will probably not lift 950, then they will take a chance at 4 tires. It's a little bit easier, maybe, but I think it's more like 980 or something.
We're going to see the Moose again.
I tend to agree. I think it's a good strategy. I think don't waste any energy. Give yourself one shot of that big lift with the 4 tires on it. And like we talked about, it is perhaps almost a little bit easier because you get that extra flex in the bar. So, yeah, it is good strategy. And obviously, you know, this is all part of understanding this event and this bit of equipment.
Yeah, this is the one situation where you got to be pretty sure of your skills, right, JF? I mean, if you pass once, that's one thing, but you look at Kevin Ferris and Ivers, they both passed at 950 and 1,000. Next time they get to the bar, it's going to be 4 tires at 1050.
Yeah, but I see it was really hard for Ivers and Kevin on the first attempt. They know 950 is not possible. Then they will try something different.
Okay.
And
so why waste the energy?
Yes, it's why. You have to keep out, you know.
So Evan Singleton becomes the first man to try 950 here on day number 2 of the 4th annual Shaw Classic as we search to find out who is the strongest man on earth.
I'm actually quite surprised to see Evan out here on this lift, to be honest. He smoked the first one, made it look like a warm-up. I feel like he's one of the better deadlifters here, and it's kind of perhaps wasting a little bit of energy here, but I'm sure there's a reason why he's doing it.
Yeah. Also, if it's way too long, you can cool down. That is just for keeping it warm. Sometimes it's not bad to do one more attempt if you have a lot of. It's not super hard for Evan, I think. Anyway.
Successful at 950. So here's how the strategy goes with Kevin Ferris and Ivers Schmuckstellis. They have passed all the way up to 1050. If they miss at 1050, they only get credit for the 900. So they basically go backwards. But it's a gamble. Alexei Novikov now will be the next man to come out. The current world record holder at 1,210 pounds.
And he's got like the coolest mustache. He's got like the coolest mustache. Let's go!
He has styled his moustache really well today. Gone with a little twists on the end and everything.
So there are his straps. Alexei Novikov is on the bar. We've seen him do this before. He kind of does a little bit of a bounce, kind of lifts it a little bit, flexes the bar up. There's 1, there's 2, done.
You notice he takes a very narrow grip as well.
Yeah.
I think this is done deliberately to get the extra flex in the bar. Obviously, when you hold it wider, you won't get as much flex in the bar. The closer to the middle you can hold it, the more bend you're going to get. So essentially, you're going to make the height of the deadlift bar higher before the weight comes off the floor.
Thomas Evans now will stroll out to the 950-pound deadlift. JF, you have the world record for quite some time at 1,202 pounds. Do you foresee a world record being set here of more than 1,210 pounds, or is it too early in the competition for someone to put that kind of energy out?
I would say maybe it was very hard day yesterday, and I'm not sure I don't think record will be beat honestly today, but it's more about who will win the event. You know, the guys have to chase points now, and maybe not just the max weight. It will be the most important thing for them today.
Thomas Evans, 29 years of age, 360 pounds. He's got 950 in hand. They gave it to him. They made him knock it out. And Mark Philippi, the head judge, was not.
It's really important to lock and pass your hips to complete the lift. It is Ed Cohen, the side judge, you know, the greatest powerlifter of all time. No gift here today.
Yeah. Now, was it more that he hadn't locked out or pulled above his knees, or was it because his legs were shaking, or what was the...
I think the shoulder was not enough at the back position, was not totally locked, you know. It's why you wait, just to be sure it's good lift.
I mean, it was close, and you see lifts like that get given, but as we saw yesterday, the refs are being super strict, but they're being super strict with everybody. It wasn't quite locked out. You see lifts like that get given in other shows sometimes, but you know, they're setting their stall out. That's how it's got to be. It's got to be a perfect lift, so there's no arguments about anything afterwards.
But Terry, as you said yesterday, all you ask for in the judges is consistency.
100%.
Be consistent.
Yep, that's all you really need. You know, if they're going to be a little bit lenient, be the same amount of lenient with everyone, or if they're going to be super strict, be the same. I always think that strict is the better way to go, just because no one gets away with any more than others. If they're super strict on every single event and every lift, then, you know, everyone knows what they're getting.
Luke Stoltman now to Scotland will be the next man to attempt 950 pounds. He looked pretty good at 900. Let's not forget, he's 38 years of age. He is the eldest statesman of the Stoltman brothers. His brother Tom, we saw him go last, and he had no problem with the 900.
And Luke as well, same as Mitch yesterday, recently announced he's going to be a dad as well. Him and his wife are expecting a baby, which is obviously fantastic.
That's great news.
Let's go, Luke. Just not there today.
He's just not feeling it today.
Maybe also important to say to the people, the guys have 2 attempts. It's a time limit, yeah, but you have 2 pull. After 2 attempts, you cannot try anymore. Anyway, I never see somebody that I think lifted at a second attempt.
Definitely not an event like this. I mean, maybe a log press or a dumbbell if you get it in slightly the wrong position with a deadlift. If you don't get it on the first go, you don't get it.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that thing where you can kind of go back down and give it another press.
No, not at all.
So Luke will go back and he'll prep himself for the standing chest press. We move on to the big man from Wales, Gavin Bilton, the 34-year-old, 6'6", 385 pounds, as he gets ready to tackle this bar. That's 950 pounds in hand, or 430 kilograms.
So with some of the guys, we were talking about it being smart for him to skip this. I think for Gav, this is actually a good move for him to do this lift, because he needs to get used to that bar and understanding how that bar works, because obviously he's not used it before.
He is fired up. Gavin Bilton successful at 950.
If I was Gav now, I would perhaps skip the next one and jump straight to the 4 tires.
Making his opening lift at 950, your 2-time defending champion, Trey Mitchell.
So remember, Trey Mitchell passed at 900, so this is his first attempt of the competition. He'll come out at 950. Do you anticipate any problem for him at 950?
Absolutely none at all.
No, Trey is one of the favorite guy, the best deadlifter here. I think he's aimed for around 1100 minimum. Then he will be okay. It's a warm-up lift, then after jump to 4 tires.
Probably got some really big expectations. After winning it both times, come on, Big Trey.
Trey was looking really strong in warm-ups backstage as well. Me and JF were talking on the way up to this commentary booth. He's looking really strong.
Wow, that's about as easy. So Trey Mitchell, who passed at 900, is successful at 950.
Easy. But we know there was some talk about passing, but he's going to do it at 950.
So Mitch Hooper had considered passing at 950, but he is actually going to come out and hit the 950 bar. Another guy that this shouldn't be a major problem for.
No, not at all.
Of course not. He's Canadian.
Yeah, I think, but you know, Mitch, I think he will be just safe with that lift because secure points, because he has some issue with one hamstring, he told me.
Yeah.
But I think it still is one of the favorites, and that even is really, really strong deadlifter.
What comes first in Canada, hockey or strongman?
I would say hockey, but I talk about Montreal area, you know. But strongman's very popular in Quebec province.
I just think if you put a strongman on skates, best defender in the whole league.
Yeah.
No one's getting past you and Mitch Hooper.
Very good lift.
So Hooper good at 950. And we'll see if he decides to pass at 1,000. That was his initial plan. And Big B Shaw now.
But honestly, I think maybe nobody will do 1,000.
You think everyone's going to pass 1,000?
It's what I think. It's harder than the 1,050 with 4 tires.
Okay. The 4 tires will come into effect at 1050.
Yeah.
477 kilos.
Yeah, but because the minimum with 4 tires, if I remember correctly, is 1040.
Okay. So Brian Shaw coming out, chalking up. He may be the man behind the Shaw Classic, but I'll tell you what, he looks all business, doesn't he? He does great interviews. He's backstage working with the guys. He's working with his wife, making sure things done, but he's got a job to do, and he comes out here, he has game face.
Yeah, but I know it's a lot of job because I organize show also, but when whistle blow, it's time to pull up that bar, and Brian is a real professional.
I think the thing is as well with Brian, obviously he's super professional, he's super competitive, but the other thing that's sort of never gone away, he absolutely loves strongman. Yeah. And that's actually what I think of why this show's becoming so popular, why all the athletes like to be here, because it's so obvious that Brian does love the sport of strongman and wants to help it grow.
Brian Shaw at 950 pounds to continue on. Currently sitting in second place overall.
Brian's looking strong, actually. I think his deadlift's looking good.
Look comfortable, and I'm really pleased what I see. He's in good shape right now. I think we don't saw Brian in that shape since a few years.
Yeah, for sure.
So Stoltman makes his way out, following up Shaw, and that will finish up the 950 round. We'll move on to the 1000s, and to JF Caron's point, a lot of guys will probably be passing here. I want to go back to Brian Shaw and get your opinion, JF. He has said this is his final event. What is his life change like, as far as obviously not spending as much time in the gym, cutting back? Does his body change? I mean, not as much as Terry Holland's body has changed, but do you expect Brian to really trim down over the next course of a year or two?
Honestly, I don't think so, because Brian was always big. Yeah. He's a big genetic guy, but for sure it will be hard to stop training. He likes to train, then he will continue.
He loves the gym.
He's also a passion.
Tom Stoltman now, 950 pounds. Stoltman stands it up, sets it down.
That was a nice lift. Tom looking strong now.
So now the strategy begins, and that's where we put JF Caron to work, to look into his crystal ball and say who is going to go at 1,000. And you think a lot of guys will pass and just wait for the 4th tire to be put on?
Yeah, it's what I think, because the first year we do like 8 or 9 attempts. We do all weights, and I discovered at 4 tires was easier than my 2 previous lifts, Then it's why it's better to jump over, and I think it's what they will do. We saw many times also in past in the Arnold Classic, few guys attempting 1,015, 1,020, then miss, and I think it was a mistake from them.
Yeah.
I have a pretty fricked up accent as well, so I'll go a little slower. But
really are the 3 or 4 big events: the Giants, Arnold Classic, the Shaw Classic now, and the World's Strongest Man. I mean, those are kind of the big 4 you put on your calendar, and I think the Shaw Classic, I mean, you were here for the first year, how it's grown from Brian's gym to the Budweiser Event Center.
It's totally crazy. And I think it was since long time a dream from Brian to organizing something big in USA,
Yeah.
And, he made it really well. In just 4 years, you see that today with a full crowd in arena. It's starting small, It was just a small project to, I will say, he want to help the athletes because we're not competing during that year, Then it's very good for him.
While we wait for the apparatus, and I'll ask both you and Terry this question, I'll start with you, JF. Do you see a day when they have maybe a circuit of strongman where there's 6 events, 7 events throughout the year? And what's the maximum number of events that you think you could do as a professional strongman?
I think it's possible. It will be very great. For developing the athletes, you need that type of tournament. I will say you can put maybe 5 or I will say 6 shows like every 2 months, something like that.
Would work.
Would be pretty decent, because you have to think about right now the weights are way heavier than previously. then it's harder on the athletes too. They need more time to recover because they lift just monstrous weight now.
Terry, when you were competing, it was really just a matter of getting to the world's strongest man. So you went through the British qualifiers and that, but you didn't have a lot of events to build up, did you?
No, to be fair, I used to compete 15, 20 times a year. So I was competing a lot, probably way more than I should have done. In strongman events. So I'd be traveling all over Europe competing. And I mean, for me, I always enjoyed competing. So it was kind of like I'd do it as much as I could. Looking back on it now, I think there was times where I really should have rested a lot more than I did. But exactly like JF said, the weights back then were not like they are now. Yeah. You could get away with doing 10, 15 competitions a year. 20 is probably a bit excessive, but 10 to 15 you could do back then. Now you'd have no chance with a
so
weight.
So you think the sweet number would be 6?
Yeah, maximum, in my opinion.
So like JF was saying, every 2 months have an event.
Yeah, but I have to say it was a lot smaller prize money in that time that we have to compete.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a big part of it. I mean,
chasing dollars to keep yourself afloat,
Because where the sport's become more popular, obviously there's more money in it now, and you had to do that to earn a living. So it was tough, but enjoyable.
I remember back in the days, the early 2000s, where almost every strongman had a side job. He was doing something else when he wasn't competing. So now you can be a professional strongman full time, which is a great thing. All right, we're at 1,000 pounds. Bobby Thompson. And he gets the lockout this time. So the American, successful. Remember, he passed at 950, so that's his second lift, and looked good at 1,000.
Yeah. I mean, I think like what JF was saying earlier, I personally feel for Bobby, he's a strong deadlifter. That was a wasted lift, in my opinion. He could have got the 4 tires probably just as comfortably as that, so with 1,050. So
he will probably pull 1,050 easier than this lift.
Yeah.
So Evan Singleton, who has gone every weight so far, he's the first athlete we're going to see hit all 3. He started at 900, 950, now here he is at 1,000. Looking to get the crowd jacked up. I don't know if anyone feeds off the crowd more than Evan Singleton. Showing that WWE showman mentality.
But you saw Evan was not strapped right in center. It's a big mistake in my opinion.
Yeah. So Singleton unsuccessful at 1,000 as he bows out. So we've lost Luke Stoltman, Maxime Boudreau, Adam Bishop has dropped out because of injury, and now Evan Singleton.
I think Evan will be regretting that. He like JS said, he wasn't set up well with his straps. He didn't look like he got his straps on particularly well. Just snatched it and didn't sort of try and push through it. Sometimes with lifts like this, you attack it at the beginning and then you have to almost wait a second and then it starts to move. I think he just rushed that a little bit and also did the heaviest weight on the 3 tires. Would have been better off just jumping straight to the 4.
I'm pretty sure it's because now he's out.
Yeah.
But I'm still feeling he can pull 4 tires at 1,050.
JF Caron, folks, is a genius because as we were talking, they just announced everyone else has passed at 1,000. After they saw what Evan did, they said, why bother? So the 4th tire is now coming up. Good on you, JF Caron, as you made that call that everyone would do that. So we had Bobby Thompson successful at 1,000. We had Kevin Ferris pass, Evan Singleton unsuccessful at 1,000, and then the rest of the group said, you know what, let's throw the 4th tire on there, and here we go. And this is what, Terry, you and I were talking about this yesterday. One of the things that Strongman has gotten away from maybe, and it's a marketing thing, the allure of the events. Seeing a guy strapped to an airplane or pulling a train or a bus or something like that, if you're clicking around the channel, you're going to stop and watch that.
Yeah.
This, if I flip around the channel and I see some guy, I'm going to see if he can lift it.
Well, I mean, it's interesting. It's, people that go to the gym and deadlift kind of understand it, but it looks different. It's more impressive perhaps to look at. You're seeing these guys lifting these massive tires, and obviously for us it's the same. The strongest guy will win, regardless. We don't mind what the equipment is, how it is, we'll come out there and lift and the strongest guy will win. But I think for the general public watching strongman, this sort of event is way more impressive than seeing a barbell with a few plates on it.
Do you think backstage, JF, and you and Terry have both been backstage at many big events before, do you know, I think I can do this, or you pretty much, I got no shot, but I'll give it a go?
It's depending, you know. But I think the athletes who jump 2 weights right now will give a try, because if you have to fail 950, you know what you have in the tank.
Yes.
Then better to try this.
Try it.
And when they pull that first time,
You have to be smart also.
Yeah, and there's a lot of strategy that goes into it, but there's just something about seeing that when they put the 4th tire on there. And we'll see someone get it. 1,050 pounds. It's still 710 pounds off the world record put up by Alexei Novikov. The man to my right, of course, JF Caron. He has lifted 1,202 pounds. So we're a ways away from those weights, but this is a massive amount of weight to be deadlifting.
I'm pretty sure we're going to see a lot of changes here, but I'm convinced as well that a lot of these athletes,
look at that.
It looks so much more impressive as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because the thing is, so if you're going to fail it, it's good to have a photo of you failing it with 4 tires on. It looks better than 3.
Yeah, I will say competition starts now.
Yeah.
The competition starts now. So we're into the 4th weight, 900, 950, 1,000. Here we are at 1050.
Who's your pick to win this? You? No, this event.
This event, 1050. And then it would go up to 1,100, then it can go up to 1,155, then it can go up to 1,210. And then after that, I think they're going to just have to start putting Celsius cans out there or something to weigh it down, because 1,210, I don't know if they have enough space on there to put another tire.
What is he looking around? Stand up. How could you not know I'm talking about your hair? This is glorious. Do you know how jealous I am? That is beautiful. Do you have a pick? Moose. The Moose!
So let's see who we have left, guys. We've got Bobby Thompson still in the competition. We've got Kevin Ferris still in the competition. Alexei Novikov, Thomas Evans, Gavin Bilton, Smoke Stellis, Mitchell Hooper, Sean Stoltman.
A couple of big ones, I think, on this event. I think it's massive for obviously the Brian and Mitchell battle. But I think for people like Tom Stoltman, this event is huge for him. Obviously, Evan was just above him. He's now bowed out on this, on the last lift. So Tom's going to jump ahead of him in terms of points. So it's a big moment for all those guys at the top now, and we'll get a much better idea of who's going to be probably winning the show after this event.
JF, what do you think? We cut the field in half after this?
No, I think few guys, we have maybe struggle a little bit with 900, but they still have a chance.
Okay.
It's a big difference, jumping to 4, and I think we will miss few guys for sure, but it will be interesting. I think 1,100 will be the cut.
Okay. Bobby Thompson will be the first one at 1050. 1,050 pounds, 476 kilograms. Gets it.
So in my opinion, he made that look easier than the last weight. It's exactly what we've been talking about. That last lift for Bobby was a waste.
And that's what everyone's agreeing with you, Terry. So Mark Philippi, the chief judge, made him hold and lock that out, but eventually he gets it. So Kevin Ferris now. Remember, Ferris, last time we saw him, and Ferris was successful at 900, passed at 950, passed at 1,000. So he's going to have a 150-pound jump from what he did last time.
It's a big jump for sure, but I'm still thinking it's able to do.
Kevin getting himself prepared, chalked up. 6'2", 290 pounds out of American Fork, Utah, down in Utah County. That's about 40 miles south of Salt Lake City. What does the smelling salt do? What is it? Is it just...
It's wake up yourself, It's good for nervous system. It just wake you up and you stop thinking.
All you can think is, my God, my nose is burning. And I can't stop this water from coming out of my eyes.
Kevin Ferris now of the USA, strapping in 1,050 pounds.
Let's go. Oh, come on, Kevin.
Oh, was close.
Yeah.
Not quite there.
That's okay. It's just a bit of a
It was big effort for sure.
Yeah, that was a big jump for him. 150 pounds after being successful at 900.
Oh,
he's coming back.
Yeah, but I would say it's almost impossible. I think he gave all of the first one, and because competition's not finished, I think it's maybe not the safest thing to do.
Crowd are going absolutely crazy in here, aren't they?
Yeah. If he gets this, they're going to go nuts. Wasn't happening today for Kevin Ferris, but what a great performance. Going back to the bar. Not a lot of people step back up to 1,050.
Wow, it was so loud in here. So loud.
Sold out crowd here inside the Budweiser Event Center in Loveland, Colorado. About 45 miles just to the north of downtown Denver. I think they're going to start having to looking for a new venue.
Yeah.
A lot of people wanted to get tickets to this as Alexei Novikov now makes his way out.
I think that lift will give you a good idea what Alexei can do today, you know. I think it will be not a big lift. Easy for him right now.
Right.
But still far from the world record.
Yeah, the world record, he has it. 1,210 pounds. This is a pedestrian 1,050 pounds for Alexei Novikov from Ukraine. First time Alexei came out, he took out his headphones, his earbuds. This time, he's leaving them in.
Obviously, got some music on that's firing him up.
Got it.
Yeah, it looked good.
So Bobby Thompson and Alexei Novikov, the only two men successful so far at 1,050 pounds.
Up next, at 1,050,
Thomas Evans will stroll out now in front of this sold-out crowd here at the Budweiser Event Center. Young man originally from Franklin, North Carolina, now working at the University of Delaware with the strength and conditioning program. Thomas, remember, he passed at 1,000, so he was successful at 900, 950, passed at 1,000.
Remember he had that really long hold at the top from the referee. It wasn't quite locked out. How much energy is that taken out of him?
Good point. Thomas calling for the crowd to step into it.
Let's go, Big Tom.
No, it wasn't happening today for them. Congratulations, though, Thomas. He gets that past the 1,000 and bows out at 1050. So JF, the field's starting to get whittled down just a little bit.
Yep.
Will now jump ahead at 1,050 pounds, Kevin Belton.
Things are starting to get interesting.
So Luke Stoltman has passed. Oh, no, sorry. Luke Stoltman was knocked out. So Luke will not be here. Gavin Bilton will be the next one to make his way out.
This could be interesting as well because, like we talked about, Gav, with his last lift, it wasn't an easy lift, but I actually believe that Gav's going to get this lift. Even though he made the last one, he did look quite tough almost. The 4 tires, the extra flex, Gav's a big, strong man. I think he gets this.
6'6", 385 pounds stands the man from Wales. 1,050 pounds to move on in the competition.
When you talk about how important it is to have that mindset, that winning mindset, as you're about to try to tackle.
I guarantee if he gets this, he is going to go ballistic. He will be so excited.
Interesting character, Gav, as well. Former professional rugby player and was a serving soldier at the same time as well. Let's go, Gav. Come on.
He's going to take a knee, and as we know, Gavin, he's not a guy that throws in the towel that easy.
Oh, look at that. He's resetting everything. Imagine playing rugby and seeing him come right at you.
Yeah, it wouldn't be fun.
I don't want any part of that. Come on. Gavin Bilton, 1,050 pounds.
No.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, let's give the win a applause now.
Shame for Gav, but he'll be learning a lot being here. Like we sort of spoke a little bit about yesterday. He's still on the rise. He's not that experienced in international competitions yet, you know, and he's got a big future ahead of him.
At 1,050, his second lift, Ivor Schmuckstellis.
So here's Schmuckstellis out of Latvia. Last time we saw him was at 900. He passed at 950. He passed at 1,000. And now he steps up to the bar and it's 1050.
Yeah, Ivor's 900 was hard,
Yeah.
and he knows 950 is not possible. And I think it's the best thing to try, but I think it will be a really hard lift for Ivor's.
So far, only two successful, Bobby Thompson and Alexei Novikov.
Exactly like JF said, this is where the real competition on this event starts. When he gets those 4 tires on.
Yeah, I think honestly right now you will finish in top half if you get this one.
Yeah.
He's got to get that head up in the air. Come on, Ivor!
Not happening for Ivor, so he will bow out of the competition and get himself ready for the standing chest press, which is coming up next, the second event of the day, event number 6. And this will be an exciting thing. You can see the apparatus right there as Ivors makes his way backstage. So we're down to Trey Mitchell, Mitch Hooper, Brian Shaw, and Tom Stoltman.
Two-time defending champion, it's Trey Mitchell.
So Big Tex will stroll out here, guys. He's only lifted one time, and that was at 950, and he was successful.
This should be a comfortable lift for Trey, though.
Yeah, I agree.
6'4", 370 pounds. Charles Trey Mitchell, if you want to be exact, the third.
The bars in the center, get those hands chalked up. Make sure everything is perfect because you need it all to line up for 1,050 pounds.
This is a huge lift. Only 2 athletes have hit it this way.
Here we go, Trey Mitchell, 1,050 pounds.
Big lift there.
Big Tex.
Who do you think looks the most convincing so far?
Yeah, still have place for more. But for Trey, he competes every year. That 1,100 is always a challenge for him. We know 1,050 was quite comfortable. He has place for more. We'll see Hooper now.
So Mitch Hooper, Brian Shaw, and Tom Stoltman will be the final 3 to go at 1050, and then the bar will go up to 1,100 pounds. Mitchell Hooper currently sitting on top of the overall scoreboard after yesterday's 4 events at 49.5 points. Brian Shaw sitting in second with 49. And it's Trey Mitchell at 43.5. Evan Singleton with 36. Tom Stoltman in 5th with 33.
All right, we're good to go. Come on, guys.
So the Canadian Moose, Mitch Hooper, stepping up.
It was a little bit tougher than what I expect, but a good lift for Mitch. I think he will be happy. It's very good points, that lift. And I don't think he injured his hamstring much more than he will be happy with that. But 1100 will be a big challenge.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, having a hamstring tear is, or even if it's a pull, is not what you want when you're about to go out and try and deadlift, 475 kilos.
That's true.
So Brian Shaw strolls out to the bar. 1,050 pounds. He's done this weight many times in his life, and he's going to give it a long, hard thought. Final competition as he is set to retire after the 4th annual Shaw Classic, but he will keep the event rolling on.
Yeah. Very important lift for Brian right now.
This is big.
This moment is massive, massive.
Because you got to think Tom Stoltman's going to get it. The way he looks,
I think
should be a problem. So that would take us down to just 5 competitors if Brian's unable to go here. But I got my money on the big man from right here in Colorado. Oof. Oh, that is the worst, isn't it? That stuff.
he need that lift.
Yeah, all the crowd are getting up on their feet for this one. I think everyone realises the significance of this lift for him. It's huge.
Brian Shaw, 1,050 pounds deadlift.
Oh, wow. He's going to be happy with that.
Brian knows it. Competition was in play right now.
That was huge.
He got it.
Yeah, that was huge. Brian Shaw, standing ovation before he even lifted. And now it takes us to the final man at 1,050, Tom Stoltman, the big man from Scotland. 6'8", 405 pounds at just 29 years of age. He wastes no time. I mean, talk about efficient. This guy comes to the gym and gets his work in and gets out.
Oh, wow. That was strong.
Well, he had place for more.
Easy.
That was really strong. I know I shouldn't keep mentioning it, but all I'm sitting here thinking is now what happened on the log for Tom. If that had not happened, he would genuinely be in the mix with all the guys right at the top now.
Yeah, he probably know it will be hard to win competition, but now he's in contention for podium. That lift was important, and I think right now is one of the easiest 1,050 that I think he will lift 1,100.
Yeah.
So guys, we're down to 6 athletes as the weight now is bumped up to 1,100 pounds. You've got Bobby Thompson, Alexei Novikov, Trey Mitchell, Mitch Hooper, Brian Shaw, and Tom Stoltman. And I got to be honest with you, Tom Stoltman made that look somewhat easy.
Looked really strong.
Was he 56? I don't know. But you've got the likes of Tom Stoltman's like 28, 29 years of old. Alexei Novikov's 27. You know, he's fine into the young pups.
So they're going to tack on another 50 pounds.
50 pounds more, like we'll go 1,150 to 1,100. That 50 pounds, I'm sure, does it make a lot of difference?
Not really.
To you, it's
No, 50 pounds at these sort of increments, it's, you know, it's a tough question to answer really. Everyone's different, but usually when you get up to the really big weight, say most of these guys with this apparatus will pull 1,100 pounds, most of them. So 50 pound increments is about right. Do any less, and, you know, you're going to get a lot of ties, a lot of draw. could be very big jumps.
Awesome. Well, I'm really excited to see what's going to happen with our next 6 athletes. We got Matt coming on over here.
Well, let's be honest. I was just talking to that.
And does anybody actually have the balls to jump this week?
What they were saying is this is such a heavy weight at 1,100 pounds. There's 6 athlete left. All of them plan to attempt it. But if they come out and decide not to take it, they will bow. That will be the end, and we'll go back to the previous best lift. Some of these athletes, keep in mind, it's not just about this event, so we may see some strategy here, but up first, at 1,100 pounds with 6 athletes remaining,
we're not on
the American legend Bobby Thompson!
So here we go. We move on in the competition as we welcome you to day 2 of the 4th annual Shaw Classic. This is event number 5, the Max Hummer Tire Deadlift. First event starting off today. We've got 3 more still to go. It'll be the standing chest press coming up next. And of course, we've got the bag over bar. And we'll finish things off with the single fingers into power stairs. But we got business to handle here. Bobby Thompson, the 30-year-old out of Fredericksburg, Virginia, at 6'1", 335 pounds, steps up to that bar. That bar is weighted at 1,100 pounds in hand. And Thompson, if he can get this, Terry, this would be a huge step for him, not only in this event, but the overall points.
For sure. You know, he's in that sort of middle of the mid-table. He wants to move up a bit. Oh. That was very close.
So close. Still got 45 seconds plus to give it another go.
Bobby is a fantastic deadlifter as well.
Can't get it. Great job by Bobby Thompson, so he will get credit for 1,050. He was successful at 1,050. So that takes us down to 5 athletes to go.
World record holder, Alexei Novikov.
I'm hoping at least 3 guys will hit it to go,
So we
to
go up at
50. Yeah.
So Alexei Novikov, who has the world record, which he stole from JF Corona of Canada, 1,210 pounds to JF's 1,202. That was quite the competition. So Alexei will come out here, and this will be his attempt at 1,100 pounds.
I think if I had to call it now, I think Alexei gets it, Trey gets it, and Tom Stoltman gets it.
I agree with you, Terry.
Yeah, and that's what I'm hoping will happen anyway. Oh, no. I gave him the kiss of death there, didn't I?
Kiss of death, the commentator kiss of death, yeah. Terry Hollins. So Alexei is out. So 4 more athletes to give it a go. Alexei really has grown into a fan favorite. Remember, he came here the first year, spoke almost no English.
Yep.
No one knew much about him, except that he was the world's strongest man, but very quiet, soft-spoken, and now he's been here for 5 years. Everyone loves Alexei Novikov. All right, down to 4 now. Trey Mitchell will be the next man to give it a go.
Honestly, if you want to defend his title, that lift is very important.
Yeah.
I have to go to the back here because, man, I'm just so damn excited. I can't kneel down anymore. Come on, Mr. Mitchell. You'll be the first of 1,100 pounds, buddy.
So he could be the first one to get the 1,100 pounds, 500 kilograms.
I don't know why, but the more I see Trey Mitchell, the more often I see him and the further time goes along, he reminds me more and more of Big Z in his prime.
Yeah,
with every competition I see him.
Yeah, it's a good call. And this would be a huge feat if he can get this and put the pressure on the remaining 3.
Come on, Trey.
No.
Oh, just stuck at the knees.
A bit too much.
He's got 30 seconds.
Trey never get that lift in the past. I think his best was like 1,080 or something.
But I'm telling you, when you miss that first shot, it's tough to get the second.
See if he can bounce back.
He's
Still
getting
30
it-
seconds.
He's getting it over his knees as well, so he has got that chance of being able to drag it up his thighs.
So Trey will bow out.
But I'm thinking also leg press will burn the legs. You know, that quad power you need to drive in the ground is very important on that type of elevated deadlift.
Yeah.
Of course, the guy are not 100% today, you know.
Yeah.
They feel it.
All right, so down to 3. Mitch Hooper, Brian Shaw, and Tom Stoltman. And this is one of those situations where if one of these 3 can get it, they're probably going to win this event.
Right now it's looking like that. I think Mitchell plays for more on that 1,050. He had a chance to put it.
So the Moose, Mitch Hooper, going for a personal record here. If he can get this, a new PR.
I'm convinced Mitch Hooper's like part robot or part alien or something. He's just, it would never shock me if he gets a lift that sort of, you know, if you're not expecting him to get.
It's that type of athlete that if he needs to give more, you know, at one moment he can't do it.
1,100 pounds to take the lead.
It was
Very
So close. And then there were 2. Brian Shaw and Tom Stoltman.
If I was Brian right now, I would be calling it on these last lifts. It was a big effort,
Yeah.
and he was, you know, obviously very happy to get it.
Yeah.
He will have had a massive adrenaline dump after the last attempt, so
Yeah.
it's going to be a big ask for him to go out and get this lift now.
And he's not going to really lose any points to Mitch Hooper if he passes on here because he only had a half a point deficit to him, so they'll both get on equal points. Tom Stoltman more than likely will probably get this and take the win.
But Brian right now just look angry. You know, he really wants that.
Yeah, look at this. When he has that walk, I'm running. And wait till he gets that smelling salt.
I'd say it now, though, if Brian gets this, in my opinion, he wins the title.
Yeah, true.
Fans are on their feet. The 4-time World's Strongest Man champion set to retire after this event, Brian Shaw. He will attempt 1,100 pounds to put himself into first place. This is by far the loudest crowd I've ever heard at any strongman competition. Here we go. Not today.
Still a good result for him, I think.
Yeah.
That 1,050 was massive. A great performance. You know, if Tom doesn't do this, he still took joint first on this
Yeah.
event.
Yeah, but it's very good opportunity to jump on and be on the podium right now.
So it all comes down to this.
Because you will gain like 5 or 6 points more than the second group of athletes.
Yeah.
Let Tom go and then we'll talk. All right, sorry, Brad. Good again. So, who's left this year?
The final athlete remaining in this competition with the left here.
All comes down to this. Tom Stoltman gets this. He wins the first event of day 2, the Max Hummer Tire Deadlift. Nothing he has to do but lift 1,100 pounds. He made 1050 look easy. Can he do the same with 50 more pounds on bar?
It's big if he gets it, like JF was saying, because there was a lot of them on that weight
Yeah.
below. He's got, they're all split points. He'll get a good few points.
He got it. He will got it.
He's got it. He's got it.
Wow.
He's back in the game now.
I tell you, if he can come back and win this show after that terrible start on the log press, it would be a hell of an achievement. But it's now looking like it's quite possible.
The man they call the Albatross, Tom Stoltman, steps up the last man and gets it done. He's down on the floor.
That was easy, that was easy.
What difference does the crowd make to you in these kind of events?
I mean, I started off rough, but I kept my head, and every event I'm getting stronger and stronger. And, to win the deadlift, I'm buzzing because there's some amazing deadlifters here. So that just proves that deadlift's getting back to its best, and I'm one of the best hammer tire deadlifters in the world now.
Guys, this is massive for Stoltman because he was in 5th place coming to this event with 33 points. He will take the win and the points that go with it, so this should put him up there. The good news for the rest of the competition, though, is Mitch Hooper, Brian Shaw, Trey Mitchell, they were all in it till the end, so they will only give away a few points to Stoltman.
Awesome having you out here. What did you think of that event, my friend?
Wow, that was a great event. Brian Shaw already getting himself ready for the next event, which is the standing chest press, but what a performance. Big Brian Shaw now is coming out.
Sorry, I know what it is to get out for that lift. I knew Tom was ready, so I didn't want to talk while he was coming out. And what a pull, man. Let's give it up for him. So, Alexei Novikov just asked me in the back if you guys want to see him come out and attempt this again. So let's give him an opportunity. He wants to walk back out here and lift this weight for you guys. Let's raise it up, let's bring some energy, and let's do it. Come on, Alexei.
Well, this is rare. This is like overtime hockey. I mean, they just bring him out and have a little extra.
He was not satisfied. He just wanted to try for fun now. It's not counting.
This isn't going to count. Tom Stoltman gets the win, but this is just a, hey, you know what? I'm willing to come out and put my body on the line. Alexei Novikov, the world record holder at 1,210 pounds. He wants to give another shot at 1,100. He wants the fans to get it for him.
But that's exactly why he's doing it. He's come out to do it for the crowd. Obviously there's part of it he's doing it for himself. He wants to come out and do this big lift, but also he wants to entertain the people here.
You got it. Not one, but 2 men successful at 1,100 pounds. Alexei's came a little later, but it's all good. Let's talk to Mike and see what Alexei has to say if he's got time to visit.
Maybe he knows making mistakes in that first attempt.
That first lift, what was going on in your head, brother?
It's my mistake. I have a lot of experience, but today I made mistake. I barbell push underneath in the ski, and now I just little bit down my shorts, and I live this way. If Brian and this competition give me opportunity to make more, and you want this, I will be very happy to make more. Yeah.
Hey, let's give it up for him, everybody!
So basically what Alexei's saying is he had a wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah, but it's very important, when you are maximum weight, if you stick on your legs, it's hard.
Yeah. Oh, that was impressive. So anyways, JF, it was great to have you up here with us. We appreciate your knowledge, your insight. That was a lot of fun to watch.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
That's going to wrap up event number 4. We've got the standing chest press coming up next.